Well, we're back right here on Hello Kuwait, and our guest that we have right now in the studio, we have with us Mr. Anant Kapadiya, and he is the Secretary of the Indian Business and Professional Council Kuwait. And Mr. Anant, welcome to our program Hello Kuwait.
Thank you very much.
Nice to have you with us right here in the studio, Anant. And please tell us a little bit about the Indian Business Council, when it was formed, its objectives and goals, please.
I will. The council was formed almost 13 years ago. It was with the idea of developing closer relationship between businesses and trade of Kuwaiti businessmen and Indian businessmen in Kuwait. And it is under the patronage of the Ambassador of India, and it's a non-commercial organization. It's an association where leading Indian businessmen in Kuwait, senior executives of companies, administrators, human resource people, they're all members. And the basic aim and objective is to bring both the countries together in the field of business, trade, investments, and culture. So we have been striving hard to get to these aims and objectives, and we are proud that we are doing so.
So tell us a little bit about some of the activities, events that the council has, please.
Yeah, the council has been organizing joint venture meetings. They invite prominent business people from India to Kuwait and let the local Kuwaiti people interact with the business people who come from there. Also, we invite the Chamber of Industries of India, the officers of the Chamber of Industries, and let them interact with the Kuwait Chamber of Commerce, where Kuwaiti business people are invited to interact with them and develop relationship with the Indian business people and Indian entrepreneurs. So we are quite active in that. We regularly invite people from India, whether it be big industrialists, like the names you may have heard. Mr. Godrej of Godrej Industries is the chairman. Mr. Narayan Murthy, who is the founder chairman of Infosys, which is a multinational company. Mr. Narayan Murthy is something like Bill Gates of India. So we invited him recently.
Very nice.
Yes, and there are lots of other industrialists and economists which we invite. And recently we had on the 19th of this month, a function. We invited Mr. Mohan Reddy, who is the founder chairman of Sand Technologies, and he's quite close to the Prime Minister of India. He is a technical advisor to the Prime Minister of India, and he was invited as a chief guest, and he did a great job by introducing what India is about today.
Great.
And how beautifully it has changed over a period of last 10-15 years.
And also tell us, you have a lot of cultural activities also, huh?
That's true.
Tell us about that a little bit,
yes.
please.
In addition to the business activities, we would like to promote Brand India in terms of culture as well. The cultural activities is not the Bollywood type, but it is classical Indian music, which is very unique, very different from the other parts of the music in the world. And it is appreciated by the Kuwaitis who attend the programs and the foreigners who live in Kuwait, in addition to the Indians. And it has attracted a lot of Kuwaitis, and they want to repeat the programs, and they would love to come for the programs. And in some cases, they have met with the artists and collaborated with them for producing Indo-Kuwait music with the Arabic touch to the Indian classical music. And I'm very proud to say that they have achieved a good success there.
Do you feel that the council is achieving its goals and objectives as set out in the beginning?
I think very much so. But there is so much to be done more. It's never the end of achievement. We work very hard towards it. And we are trying to find different avenues of growing the relationship between Kuwait and India.
Do you have collaboration with other different business councils in the state of Kuwait to further all kinds of different collaboration?
That's right. We have some collaborations or connections with the other IBPCs in the Gulf area. The idea is UAE nationals who would like to do business with India or Indians in Kuwait would come through them to us. They refer us, those people who would like to do business in Kuwait with the Indians, which they may not be doing so in UAE, or they have already done so in UAE but they want to expand. So we get referrals from them, and vice versa. If any Kuwaiti wants to invest in India and we don't have the access to the people who are requiring them, and we know that IBPC in Dubai has got connections in India for those particular projects, we refer it to them, and we collaborate with them in that sense.
And maybe a little bit background about the present Indian scene in terms of its potential of attracting foreign investments. Tell us a little bit about that in detail.
Okay, that's a little long story. As you know, India is a very large country, population being almost 1.25 billion people, of which almost 500 million comprises of lower middle class and middle class. And you can imagine the amount of industries required to serve this big number, be it from housing, food, clothing, you name it, power, water, agriculture. So there, India has progressed a lot in these fields, but it still requires a lot of growth to cater to this big community. And being such a big population, it's also a boon to India that approximately 35 years of age is the average age of Indians, meaning the big working force of the age of 35. And they are willing to work in any field. So India is providing skills and education to these candidates so that they are ready for the growth of India, and they also export the skills. You know very well that doctors, engineers, chartered accountants, they're all flooding everywhere, including
very
Kuwait.
Skilled, yes.
They're very skilled people. You would have heard from the previous speaker, Dr. Dhar, saying that there are so many doctors here and they are doing a fantastic job. We have similarly engineers here, businessmen, tradesmen, and they are increasing by the day.
Yeah, the Indian community has contributed a lot to helping Kuwait in many different fields over the years. Kuwait and India, very strong friendship of collaboration and always working together in different fields, and hope this always continues even in the future. I mean, I know the council bridges these gaps also of bringing communities together.
We are trying to do our part of the work, whatever we can do. We are all business people, mostly, and we have to find time for these activities apart from doing our business, which we do. We go out of the way to work towards meeting our aims and objectives of the council. We are very grateful to the state of Kuwait for providing this opportunity to us to be here for so long, and it's a friendly country. As far as I am concerned, it has been a great country all along, very law-abiding, and we are very law-abiding people, and we work very hard, which is appreciated by the local Kuwaiti business people and sponsors. And in many cases, they request us to get more people from India when they require any manpower here, be it blue-collar or white-collar jobs. And we also help in that sense that we try and resource human from India, the skills of India, to provide to them. And they literally open their arms to us and welcome us.
That's great to see, always the friendship and mutual respect from each side. And unfortunately, sir, we have so much to talk about. We have a very interesting hobby also, music, and so we'll have to have you on another episode to talk a little bit more about that. But as we're coming towards the end of our interview this evening, Mr. Anant, do you have any last words or comments about the council?
Well, as I said in the beginning, the council is trying to achieve its goals, aims and objectives, And we would like more Kuwaitis to participate when we invite them. We invite normally quite a few people. Some cannot make it because of their pre-commitments, preoccupations. But the more they come, the more they know about India and the Indians and the growth of India. It's a huge potential in India. I mean, India is a growth story now. The GDP of India is growing at the fastest rate ever. And it is the best economy in the world in that sense that it is growing very fast. It is the sixth largest economy of the world. And the trade between India and Kuwait has been only around $15 billion, but we would like it to grow to something like $20 billion in the next 3 years.
Sure, go ahead.
Pardon me, and we are striving to do that. The Indian Embassy here is cooperating very well, and they also have lots of events, programs, collaborative efforts. So we as IBPC and Indian Embassy are joining together to encourage Kuwaiti business people to invest in India, to make joint ventures in India, to collaborate with Indians, whether here or in India, so that we have a mutual relationship grown over the years and it will grow further.
Very well said, and we'd like to wish you, Mr. Anant, the Secretary of the Indian Business and Professional Council in Kuwait, you and your colleagues, all the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you very much, and we would like you to have attended one of the programs in future, and we'll extend you the invitation.
My pleasure at any time. Thank you so much for being our guest.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's episode of Hello Kuwait. I hope you enjoyed all that we brought to you on tonight's program. Make sure to enjoy the rest of your viewing tonight and all throughout the week right here on KTV2, the family channel. Before I leave you, remember to always take care of yourselves and each other, and let's always remember to respect one another. Have a nice evening, and good night for now.